Good morning and welcome to another day on Cornwall Pocket Farm, where I try and figure out how to live sustainably on 300 square metres in the city. Today we are outside. Oh, Maggie wants to go out. Do you want to go out, sweetie? I've opened the door, as you do. Oh, I don't know. She doesn't know. Do you want to go out? No. You just want to be a pain, don't you? Move the camera. Right. Today we are in the garden. It is autumn now, we're in the beginning of autumn, and I really should have pruned the stone fruit. My plum and my almond both need to be pruned. Probably the nectarine, my new little nectarine as well needs to be pruned. So looking on all the videos, from what I understand, you need to prune stone fruit in the summer, or at the end of the summer when they finish fruiting, and then you do the other type of things like apples and pears, and also I do my fig. I do those in the winter when they're dormant. But the stone fruit need to be done when they've still got some life in them, so that, I don't know, they can seal over the cuts or something. I don't know. I just watch the videos and do what they say. So that's what I'm going to do today. Now, the research says I need to take out dead, diseased and dying, and that's how I've done it before. Then I also need to take out anything that is crossing and potentially rubbing, and then I want to try and make an sort of like a vase shape, and prune the height down a little bit. It's really easy to watch the videos, and it's really easy to say it on camera. To actually go out and assess your tree and do it, I find that a little bit more tricky, so there might be a little bit of fast forward on this video, because there'll be a lot of standing back going, how about that one? Don't know. But the good thing about trees is it's like hair, it grows back. So even if I make an absolute mess of it, it grows back, and I'll do the same job next year. So anyway, that's one of the jobs. So daughter number 2 was saying to me that it would be really good at the beginning of videos if I told you all what I was going to do and then went out and did it. The problem with that is that I always think I'm going to do way more jobs than I actually manage to do in the garden. So what I'm going to do is, by the magic of video, the list of jobs that I'm going to do are now going to appear here. Because I've figured out that I can add that in after I've shot the video, and then I'll know which jobs I've done. The other thing I should tell you about is that I have made a new playlist on my channel. I've called this playlist The Videos That Changed My Life and My Thinking. A bunch of you won't know this, but I used to have a pretty ordinary life, like most other people, you know. Went to work, came home, watched television, did all the usual things that normal people do, I think. I mean, I don't know what to call it, but I certainly wouldn't have made a YouTube channel about the way I used to live. I think most people generally do roughly the same sort of things. But what happened was I saw a bunch of videos, and there were a few videos that stood out to me and really sort of made me sit up and change my thinking. They're not like, oh my God, but they are quite sort of, they do make you go, oh, I didn't realise that. So I made this little short playlist of why I've completely changed my life to live the way that I do, and obviously that I'm sharing with you guys, because I learned so much from these videos that I thought I would do a YouTube channel myself to actually share what I'm doing, in the hope that that might help somebody else maybe do something a little bit different. Please go and have a look at it, and they're not my videos, they're other videos on YouTube that I thought were particularly poignant. I found some of the old videos that I really thought were really good and really made me think differently. And as I was doing that, I also found a couple of newer videos which I thought were useful, because I couldn't find some of the old videos that are still stuck in my head, and I'm like, wow, that was amazing, but I can't find them again. So anyway, what I will probably do is maybe add to that over time. If I see something particularly that I think is really useful and really interesting, I'll add it into that playlist. So keep an eye on that. I think you can subscribe to a playlist. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, I'm sure you tech-savvy people will figure that out. Maggie's asleep. Boring already. Yeah, she's talking to herself again. Yeah, I am. She doesn't know that you're all on the other side of this camera, you see. Anyway, we're going to go into the garden and we're going to do those jobs that I indicated earlier. Autumn leaves everywhere. Right, there you go, girls. We got the equipment. We have. Oh, yes. Hello, girlies. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to do some work in here. Right, what are we taking out? Oops, sorry, girlies. There. Right, so that's it. I'm no expert. I've opened up the centre and hopefully that is the job. You're all screaming at the camera, I'm sure, saying, cut that bit, and I've gone round and round. I don't know whether to take this one out. This one here, this one comes out a bit, this one, I don't know, but there's always next year. Okay, so I'm doing my in the jungle act at the moment because I've just found out that a couple of the Marina de Chioggia pumpkins like this one that have been sitting on the ground have actually got a little bit of damage on the bottom, like there's obviously something trying to eat it. Well, the two that I've picked up, there's obviously something trying to eat them. So what I thought I'd do, there's one behind here which you probably can't see. I don't know if you can see it. There's a big one back there. That one's still growing, but this one has been here for quite some time. It looks pretty hardened off and the top is dry and brown. So I'm actually going to harvest this one. And I thought I'd video it while I was doing it. Hopefully it's not going to fall on the floor and crash and break. Anyway, that's the plan. I thought you'd like to watch. If I can get it out the fence. Whoop. Now, oh golly, it's heavy. Golly, it's heavy. Whoa. I wasn't expecting it to be that heavy. But that's in good nick. So I'm pleased with that one. Large pumpkin. The other one on the other side is still holding on. For a minute I thought it was going to drop, but it's still holding. So that's good. Yeah, I'm going to take this one inside, and that one is in the air, so it should be okay. Wow, that's big and weighty. Okay, so this is the next one. This is the plum. It's actually lost quite a lot of its leaves already, so I really need to get on with it. It's a little bit of a mission because the pumpkins that I grew in that compost bag, that I basically had a bunch of compost from the neighbours. It was their old grass pile, and I put it in this old wool bag, and it was just sitting there. So I thought I might as well use it. So I threw in some late pumpkin seeds that were out of date, and of course it scrambled everywhere. Not thinking ahead that I'd need to prune this tree, and we have pumpkins coming all through it, so I have to be really careful where I step, otherwise I'll squash a pumpkin. So yeah, I'm gonna attack it. I'm again just gonna do my best. I'll probably just bring you back and show you when I've finished the tree and show you what it looks like. I finished pruning the plum tree yesterday afternoon, but I couldn't actually show you what it looked like because the sun had come round and was over here and would have gone straight into the camera. So it's the next morning now, and I thought I'd show you what I've done. So I've sort of pruned it, brought the height down a little bit. Hello Maggie, you coming to see? Yeah? Do you want to come and see? Do you want to be in the shot? Trying to get around all the pumpkins. We've got pumpkins growing down here, so it's a bit of a mish to get over. Hey, yeah? Do you like my plum tree? Yeah. So, took the height down, I thinned it out a little bit. What I really need to do is knock that shrub back from next door just a little bit, so it's got more room to grow because it's sort of hanging over the fence. So I'll do that another day. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. I think it will do for this year. And I've got a whole bunch of branches and twigs now that I need to mulch, and then that can go onto the paths. But the next job, Maggie, we want to sort out these pots. That's the next job. Hey, we want to sort out the pots. Oh, softy. So as you can see, these pots now, they've been in the rain for, it rained for a couple of days, and it sort of washed off a little bit on the rims and made a really nice pattern, but it, as you can see, it's got quite a lot of mud on the sides, which is a bit more than I wanted. I thought the rain would wash it off, but it hasn't as much as I wanted. So I'm actually going to take a cloth to them and just take off some of this. Oh, I might do it with a brush actually. No, I think a cloth. I'll just get a damp cloth and wipe off the excess sort of mud. And I think then looking at the edges, it's sort of stayed in the pitted areas, but then it's washed off a little bit where it's smoother. So I'm hoping to get that finish on the rest of them. And then also I had a comment from the last video saying to put some yogurt on it. So I'm going to put a little bit of yogurt around and just see if that will help that aging process and make it look more the part. And then of course I'm going to get them in place and put some plants in them. Yay! Yeah, that's definitely done it. That's better. It's just taken off the, I don't know if you can see them on the pots, but there's sort of like, there's the brush strokes of when I put the mud on with the paintbrush, and just washing it off like that has taken away those brush strokes. So that's worked a treat. Yeah, and it's also meant that there's sort of lighter bits. Yeah, that works. Yeah, just sloshing a bit of water on it. That's a work to treat. Yeah, pleased with that. Okay, I'll just finish off and do the rest of the pots, and then I'll bring you back when they're all washed off and how I want them. Okay, I think that looks a little bit more natural. I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of stayed in the little pit holes, and in the sort of the pattern. You see on this one. Yeah, so it sort of stayed in the pattern, but it's sort of washed off and I don't have those brush strokes now. So happy with that. I think that I'm calling that done, apart from a bit of yogurt and putting it into place. So yeah, very pleased. I think that works there. I think that looks good. I can slide it around a bit more when I get the plants in. I'm going to reuse some of the, hello sweetie, yes. I'm going to reuse some of the plants that are in here. Little seedlings that have self-seeded. Hey, hi, yes, you got a stick? Have you? Have you got a stick? Yes. Okay, I'll trap you. Okay, you ready? Get it! Right, quickly, before she goes back, she's very quick. No, so I'm going to reuse some of the things that have self-seeded, and there's a bit of lavender in here. And I've also bought a couple of punnets of flour to go around my pots as well. So I'm going to put those in. And of course, using my own compost from the chicken coop to fill most of the pot up. And then I've got some tub and terracotta mix, which I'll fill maybe the other half with. I'm also going to use a bit of the compost out of these pots as well, because they've only had a few summer flowers and it'll be fine. It's not vegetables or anything that's really growing produce, it's just a bit of flowering. So. Okay, well, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think it's looking really sharp. It works really nicely with the other pots that are around here. And I've put in some little pansies and a lavender that was in the old pot. And yeah, can't wait for it to flower and to look really pretty. I'm going to get on with the other one now, and yeah, I think the big one I might have to get help getting down, but I can just about get these ones down in the small square ones. So yeah. Okay, well, I have done the pots, so there they are. Hopefully you can see that. That's the original lemon pots, and those now are the new pots that I've planted up there. So I think they're working quite nicely. Oh, the sun could be playing havoc with this, so I'll go in a little bit closer, but yeah, hopefully you can see they're looking rather smart. The big one is still in production. I've moved the bird bath over a little bit and popped it in the corner, and the reason being is that I've decided, rather than putting the nectarine in there, I've got an olive which needs more space more urgently. But it's a big tree. It's the one over there. I don't know if you can see it in the green pot. And it needs to come over here, and I'm going to need help with that. And then the little square pot I've put over there, which I think looks rather nice. A friend very kindly gave me a rose she didn't want. It's a white one. And I thought it would go really nicely there. And obviously when you're standing back here, we'll try not to fall into the lemon pot. When you're standing back here, and you'll be able to see the big pot and the smaller pot. Oh, excuse the stick, that's for the olive. It should tie in quite nicely. So I'll just show you. Excuse all the dead and dying pumpkins. This is the olive that I want to get in there. And I am currently taking the soil out. It's about as far as I can go. It does move, but it needs somebody to hold the pot and somebody to pull the tree out, put it on that dust sheet, and then we would just move it along on the dust sheet and then put it in its new position. Well, that's the idea. This nectarine, which is in this little tiny pot, and I have pruned, that will then be relocated to that pot. I managed to do it. The last rays of the sunlight this evening, and it's in its pot. Very pleased with that.